Nerd Radio, the world's best indie hip-hop.
Rap nerd.
Yeah. What's going on? What's up? What's going down? What's the word? It's your boy D Sick. This is Rap Nerd Reviews, and we got a 10-minute acapella, well, a 9-minute acapella track from It's Your Boy H2. It's called The mADness, and we're gonna review it. We're gonna get to the bars. I got the bars up here from Spotify, so I'm gonna scroll along as he's rapping so that y'all can follow along a little easier. This is off of his seriology project, and y'all can see the cover right there. Fire artwork for this one, by the way. We're gonna go ahead and get into this review, man. Before we do that, though, if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe and visit rapnerd.com for all the world's best indie hip hop. Let's get to it.
Rap nerd.
There really is a madness that's deep inside of me. One more light, huh? Let's go. When I was a kid, we were told if we sagged, we're a fag. Well, we liked hip-hop with pants that bagged, them high price tags, and I was born 11/24, now you see why I'm mad. Grew up with sex all around, I was jacking into Maxim mags. Jizz was written on the stars, splashed on the ads like Stiller and Mary. They call me Ant, but my feelings are scary because they carry the weight of a mercenary like Deadpool. I couldn't wait to meet her, man. I've been rocking them gloves again like Mike.
Couldn't wait to meet her, man. Okay, I see the wordplay. I see the scheme we about to get into with the superheroes. Hold up.
Steven Peters pan, but I've been in the bleachers, damn. I mean, my idols dressed up like women, all three of them. Rodman, Al, M. To the day we meet again. They hear me like Gilbert then grew some grapes. What the fuck's been eating him? Depending on what I'm wearing, it could be a freaky friend. Like, how the fuck can we even put this through a speaker? Well, because I grew up being called Antoinita. Like I was a split personality hid away in a Vox. And that was after I was found behind the shed with some cocks. Kind of like Jamie Foxx when he had them red lips and was ready to box. No holes in this story, I don't even own a pair of Crocs. Watching vintage porn of Cagney and Lacey. But in second grade, me was crazy about a little blonde that looked like Stacy. But instead I grew up wanting to give head and dress racy. But I never called myself gay, see? By the time I'm done with this, they'll either want to whoop my ass or never want to face me.
Sounds like a confessional. Let's keep it going.
All of this makes me angry, but I have to embrace it. I've lived with it so long since I was close enough to taste it. It became a rush, I had to chase it. Something in me wanted to be used, so every time I lose a love, I go back to the basics of my basement, which was Craigslist at the time while I was such a fucking grinder. So now maybe this app is a sign. Trying times, we'll try and write rhymes and be a line, creating a shrine, try and keep a relationship, but when she's not around, I can feel it in my spine. I want to dress up and be on my knees and get face fucked till I'm crying. Well, she ain't got a dick, so how else I'ma find something to touch my behind? Then the one chick I led, I got so scared, I damn near lost my mind at the idea of us breaking up and somebody might find, and I've been 29 this whole time, which is still 11 and an age soon as you add a line. Came out of that...
Hold on, man. I see where we going with the story, and I don't want to judge or nothing. I think that it's very vulnerable. It sounds like he is talking about how he's been fighting this feeling and this emotion that he's been having, and he's tired of holding it in.
And had to whine to everybody so they'd understand why I am the way I am. It wasn't fresh out the gate. For the ones who don't understand all hate, because they ain't never had something ram their prostate so hard they gotta call Allstate just to make sure it never gets back to their mate. What a fucking plate. But I say if something ends up inside you, then baby, that's called fate. So I guess that's why it's not as hard now when a risk we gotta take, especially knowing the origin of no breaks or all these underlying traits or how many times they've held a vigil awake while the Seether chain never gets broken for Amy's sake and nothing gets real till Jason steps up out the lake. Cause now I'm scared to death of all these good vibrations like Marky Mark mixed with Rob Bass. Varmints taking our place, hiding our case cause they thought all this soft shit would really win the race. But these garments across my waist got me feeling like I'm out of space and sexy as fuck, which leads me to wonder why is all this shit made for guys rough enough to make us chafe? I mean, for real, soon as my body feels it, I knew something was wrong. Got me wishing Vicky would let her secret out like my dick in a thong. It was middle school, I was mad, I'm sorry I wrote those songs. Get pissed, we hit gongs. Years later, you played the game. We watched snakes on a plane, and I got my anger banged for the shit that went down with Kane. I got deeper fucking pain than any kind of therapist could contain, enough to explain to any of you people without an exclaim. But hell, it's easy, right? For the ones who don't like me, just call me a lame and move on with your life, cause I still gotta run these trains of thought through my brain. For years now I've been chasing bars, embracing stars, and starting to see how hard this all can be for the ones who sit around like bumps on a log. Knowing when I was a kid I'd stick my head out the window like a dog. Roger driving the car, grade school was hard. I was so happy but didn't hear a lot of nice words. A skinny white nerd, and seeing my mom without a top's just the tit of the iceberg. To start the jacking like Titanic, and only had an article to see my dad rob her the mechanic. H, you're not just pushing buttons, you're hitting the panic. One connected to the planet, nobody can stand it. There's a statute of limitations that you've all done taken for granted. Putting your balls in a hammock and acting lamb to lamb is not why we have it. This shit is magic, which is why I gotta go full flame fantastic. Cause for you to fan it, it's gonna fill me with maggots. There's too much baggage, and you've been a rapper built up on bragging, but I'm not just a rapper, I'm a rap person, and this shit ain't a pageant. I've been wearing a crown since I slipped on this hat trick. And ain't no safety, my gun's got a fat clip when she wants her back flipped. I'm sure Brad tripped when he saw me on TikTok, like damn, he's a sad kid. Maybe we shouldn't have ripped on him about that dog mounting his back, shit.
Man, if this is based on a true story, then it is, to be applauded that you're this brave to really speak your truth on wax like this, man. Rapping is therapy, and this is, what better way to get out your emotions and your raw feelings than through the microphone, man. Much respect, bro.
But then again, you finally get to call me a little bitch. Cause I've never been a poker. My stepdad Heath was a real joker. Now I have to go to court over this pole smoker coker who wanted to name her kid OJ's dead white chick mixed with a gold digging coke. Tricks really are for kids, ain't that some shit? Since I was little, I've had an animal magnetism I can't fight or restrict. And learning about the Matrix is sick, I really got to admit. And since then, you never see me stray. Always a new gem on the way. Like how I read, being a pet is embedded in Jewish DNA. Sorry, I had a dick in my ass. What'd he say? About not being gay, but loving lingerie, no tease, but a cute A from an angle is what they say on that app where they play, then go ghost like jars of clay. Dog, is he okay? Or is he really his dead dog from back in the day? How much does he weigh? 145? Yeah, kind of like a 9 in the face. He's a simple kind of man, but still effective in the ways, willing to break his own heart and put his own faults on display in hopes he can even reverse decay. Sasha fears from watching clips of Grey, like, damn, I want to be done that way. Make me gag till there's nothing to say, except the truth's hard to swallow, so put some paper towels down, cause it's bound to spray. Like an after-school PSA, me and Kay watching Tara Patrick and Jenna J. He was never my enemy, didn't want him to enter me. So why was I the one still getting played? So sick of the charade or the plans for that goddamn parade or all the folks who raided my house but wouldn't say what the fuck really went down when I went to GA. And I didn't touch Michelle either. If anything, I showed Kevin the girl wasn't the keeper. Bitch, I've been a sleeper cell this whole time where my rhymes are the only thing hip to it like a beeper. And me, I'm just a meeper with burning buns, son, while this dick is getting deeper. Pain slowly becomes pleasure when it comes to the keister. And apparently this case been in the basket since 22 Easter. 2 is 20 and he leaped here. Now it's a fucking leap year and he has to get specific if he wants it all to be clear. Then told him he sucks toes for those without feet fear. He exceeds gear, switching so fast as soon as he meets tears and cries alone by himself like he needs to be reared.
Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong, H2, when you watch this reaction, but it seems to me like something happened to you early on, like maybe you were essayed or whatever. I don't know. It seems like that's basically what you're talking about. And, hurt people, man. That's a cycle that is unfortunate, but it keeps happening over and over, yo. Let's keep it going.
Yo, dared him to care. Now that's all he does here. Now nobody cares about him and shit needs to be steered in a different direction. Yeah, I hold my erection more than most, that's no question, but plotting on killing someone is a way worse progression, especially if they thought it was all to teach me a lesson, which is what? Use protection? I'm sorry, are you confused about my connections when I say we've done all this shit before and I give you a million proofs on top of my professions? Then I'm learning the bitch has been trying to kill me since who knows how long to question? I've kept so many secrets since I even kept myself one. Now I'm on pins and needles about what might be in the cell phone. Like what is she done held on so long and scared to get her bell rung? You were being transparent with the kids and they wanted to send you to hell, son. Because soon as you tell someone where you really think babies come from, you're not gonna be welcome. You see every spell done, highlighted the monopoly, why everybody needs an autopsy on top of a biopsy, because your whole theology done turned this shit topsy. Now you're showing your pretty ass without a mask like, somebody stop me. I talk sick and still hold the mop like Toxie. But we still got treasures to take to the swap meet, and hot meat so deep is why we cannot sleep. Because we're scared to know the truth if it's everybody lied and cried, because they finally figured out everything you're telling is tongue-tied. You can never leave the closet because that's where all your skeletons hide. And hearing the big guy died in a subway when I was a child seems to be a fresh idea that nobody can side with me on, but I refuse to let it slide. So if all this made you sigh, I'm sorry I don't rap about Ferraris and round bags. This is H in his brown bag, and done found that he's died so many times, career suicide don't even sound bad. Because when I highlight the sad, then they fall from me. Holding this much in, I could have charged the stocking fee. But they say talk is cheap, so I'm going crotchless for the public like somebody stalking me. He saw me in the green.
Wordplay though. Serious subject matter, but he's never compromising the wordplay ever, man. Let's keep going.
Two-piece like Fred and damn near dropped dead. Told me he about to bust and he's aiming for the head. But it felt so good when he pulled out, he hit my stomach instead. Then I held my mic tight while I loved myself like Ed. See, I am right in the head. All of the lights, baby, it's lead after lead. The ghost of a dead rapper is what everybody dreads. Like Pennywise in a top hat popping his head like a Pez. To show you it's bigger than hip-hop, and that's word to dead press. H!
Damn, hold up. I am speechless. I'm not really sure how much more to expound on this. I can just say that it was very brave and very honorable to, tell your truth on wax. And this is on Spotify. This is something that's actually published. You didn't just record this track and keep it on a hard drive. You're letting everybody see every part of you, and that is real artistry. Who cares about whatever your sexual preference is? Like, it doesn't matter, bro. It's 2026, and I'm glad you were able to get that off your chest. And yeah, man, I'm sitting here in shock because I didn't really expect that. That's all. But much respect to H2, man, an elite lyricist, and he's very talented, bro. Regardless of the subject matter or anything, it's not many of y'all rappers that can rap for over 9 minutes straight. He just went in acapella. That's very poetic. I like that, man. That artistry is really, really special. And he has a deep catalog too, man. So if you're seeing this reaction right here, go dig into some of the other catalogs, man. Flatliner Music has a whole lot of projects, and you can jump into the crazy mind of H2. I'll let y'all know where to stream that on Spotify, and y'all let me know what y'all thought about the acapella bars right here. We're going to go ahead and get up out of here, though. Until next time, if you don't have a vision, you better off blind. And if you don't live with a purpose, you better off dying. It's your man, D Sick. This is Rap Nerd Reviews.
Rap Nerd.
And I'm out, baby. Peace.
You're now listening to Rap Nerd Radio, the world's best indie hip hop.